Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Licensed to Roam, where I'll be providing content on football tactics and analysis on European football and the beautiful game from across the globe. You can follow me on Twitter/X at Edward Stratman, and if you enjoy the video, I would really appreciate a like, subscribe, and any comments as I get started and hope to grow the channel. Right, for this analysis, I'll be focusing on what a weapon excitement machine Mohammed Kudus is for West Ham. Obviously, West Ham United's sensational Kudus continues to flex his muscles in the Premier League, as his form has been a real highlight for David Moyes' team. Joining on a 5-year contract for a fee of around 38 million, the 23-year-old's injected plenty of dynamism, energy, and thrust into the Hammers' offensive plans. Obviously, this is what Moyes said when he arrived. I'm delighted we've been able to bring Mohammed to West Ham. He's a terrific young talent who has already shone at the very highest level for Ajax in the Champions League and made well over 150 senior appearances at the age of 23. So it was no surprise to see many top clubs chasing his signature this summer. Obviously, the move has ticked many boxes for the player himself too, who's just relishing the opportunity to prove himself in what's arguably the best league in the world. This is what he said: "I've been dreaming to play in a league like this since I was a kid. I've been dreaming of this moment and I'm so happy to be here. It was a bigger step from Amsterdam to the Premier League, but I know what it takes to play at this level, and before I made the decision to come here, I knew my capabilities and what I can do. It was a challenge I wanted to take on. Hopefully now I can help the team start winning again and we can push on into the last bit of the season." Obviously, while he's capable of playing out wide, centrally, and able to fulfill basically any role across the front line or even as an offensive midfielder, Moyes has largely opted to use the man who can execute rotations seamlessly with colleagues due to his comfort operating in different zones in wide areas and largely on the right. Powerful, fast, strong, direct and skillful, the Ghanaian international, who notably bagged a brace at the 2022 World Cup versus South Korea, plus has found the back of the net versus United, Newcastle, and that brace against Wolves. He's obviously a formidable foe for any defence to come up against, able to beat opponents with his blistering pace, razor-sharp turns, crafty changes in pace, fancy footwork and sheer strength. The man with a low centre of gravity is so tough to stop 1v1. Supremely balanced and able to withstand challenges with ease. It also warrants mention how he draws multiple markers to generate room for colleagues to use and can win fouls in quality areas. Unpredictable, able to hold the ball up, press resistant and great at weaving away from danger in close quarters. These traits compound issues for adversaries, with his ability to impact proceedings both in transition and slower build-up equally impressive. Obviously relishing every chance he gets to drive at opponents to propel his team forward and put himself in damaging positions. It's vital to note the man that's one of the most elite dribblers in the Premier League is a very effective goal scorer and chance creator too. To start with his finishing, and the live wire has emphatically underlined his aptitude in this regard, which also saw him score an outstanding 27 goals in 87 games at Ajax, which included 18 last season. And he's obviously got 9 goals so far for the Hammers, so he's obviously adapted that skill set over nicely. Confident and happy to back himself when in range, the way he can find the back of the net with power, placement, finesse, shooting when unbalanced, and from a host of distances and locations adds to his worth. Obviously, his instincts at close range are pretty notable as well. A frequent and dangerous shooter, it's been fascinating seeing the man that's particularly lethal from around that 20-yard range transfer his class here into the Premier League. An extremely adept passer, ball progressor and creator. It's certainly been great to see him flex his muscles in this compartment too, as it's been a joy to see him especially engaging in slick combination play, but also seeing him hit menacing crosses into the area, carve open defences with through balls, and move the ball with purpose while waiting for a weakness in the opposition block to arise. While he's more of a menace on the dribble, it's important to note how he possesses nifty vision to spot runners and recognise gaps within backlines before obliging those runs. Intelligent and aware of his surroundings, his knowledge of when to attack vacant spaces all over the attacking half of the pitch owes plenty to his spatial awareness, scanning, and capacity to play in so many positions. Effective at exploiting spaces between the lines, in the half spaces, in true central midfield, and inside the box with devastating surges. These aspects of his game have held him in great stead to stamp his mark at West Ham. Calculated in his movement to provide options to the ball holder and get into dangerous areas to breathe life into attacks, both in slow plays and on the counter. Kudus' class here has been a real game changer. Even though he commits the odd error on the ball and can be a tad over-ambitious in his decision-making, there's no doubting all the upside attached to his game outweighs any negatives. Obviously, the technically superb former FC Nordsjælland wizard also holds his own on the defensive end, where he presses with intent, is fierce and strong in the tackle, and uses his pace to cover the turf. Obviously, this was a key aspect that endeared him to West Ham, is his determined work, pressing, counter-pressing, which was notably honed under Erik ten Hag and other coaches at Ajax, has been crucial in the physically demanding EPL. See some numbers of note. Obviously, he's got those 9 goals and 4 assists have given the Hammers a real spark, but he also ranks second for offensive duels on 22.25 per 90, 5th for dribbles on 9.01 per 90, 11th for crosses at 3.38 per 90 at a good 31.75% accuracy, 21st for second assists, 18th for recoveries in the final third per 90, and 24th for counter-pressing recoveries per 90. Obviously, these stats are against players in his similar position per Y-Scout. Excelling in many areas of the game, the multifaceted maestro has all the ingredients to develop into a truly world-class player, with only small margins the difference between him becoming a bona fide star, with still plenty of room for improvement to fine-tune his craft in the ultra-competitive English top flight. Observing how he fares throughout the remainder of the season will be intriguing. Explosive, powerful, and ready to keep taking the league by storm, Kudus has undisputably been one of the signings of the season so far. With all the signs positive, that'll keep improving in time, which is a frightening proposition for any future opponents. Alright, that's the end of the analysis. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Would really appreciate it. Thank you for taking the time to watch the video and have a great day. Stay tuned for the next analysis.